Testing, mic check. Cinnamon buns, cinnamon buns, cinnamon buns. Hello, hello, friendos. My name is Nez, and once again, we are back at it again for some more Arknights, because today, we're gonna be finishing off a Kazdelian rescue. So far, this event has been pretty nice. It has been a nice break from all the doom and gloom. And, I don't know. There's been a lot of high stakes in Arknights recently, these past few events. It's nice that we finally just have an event, well, discounting the summer event, because the summer event, it is what it is. An event in Kazdel, in present day, that isn't doom, gloom, people dying. It's just a bunch of sarcasm zoomers dealing with a bunch of sarcasm boomers. Stuck in a furnace. Finding them. Spread out all throughout Kazdel. I think we've only found, what, 2 fragments? We got like 5, what, 3, 5 more to go? Along with, we're gonna go on this adventure with Nymph and Pitum, who's apparently the consultant. He's just faking it until he makes it around Kazdel, getting respected by all the sarcasm there. So anyway, there's that. What have I been doing for the past few days since the last stream? Ether Drift came out for Magic the Gathering. So I've been playing some of that. I opened my packs. I crafted my cards. And I gotta say, it is so fun terrorizing the Magic Boomers with Loot the Pathfinder. I've grown to love that child. My sweet baby boy. It's been so fun terrorizing Magic Boomers with Loot's new card, Ether Drift. That is such a busted card, especially when used as a commander. When you have access to it in the command zone all the time. I just put it in a red, blue, and green value pile deck. I just use it for card draw, an incidental ramp, and damage. And it's so strong. It is so good. I've been having fun with Ether Drift as it has released for Magic the Gathering. Racing, card games on motorcycles. Hell yeah, baby. Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds was my favorite Yu-Gi-Oh! So there's that. That's what I've been doing for the past few days. So, this weekend is also going to be the release of IS-5. Am I right? Is it IS-5 or 6? IS-5. Something about Fables of the Furnace something. It's gonna be stories. It's gonna be sarcasm-centric. So that's gonna be exciting. But today, we are here to finish off our little silly tangent with Nymph and all the grandpuppies stuck in the furnace, the revenants. We've still got a few more familiar faces to actually meet again. Because apparently, we got Mudrock coming next. Mudrock showing up in a story in modern Arknights? What is this? Hypergriff remembering that Mudrock exists outside of giving her a skin? For once? Mudrock finally has a story outside of Twilight of Volumund, which happened in year 1. There's that. Anyway, Linen-Draped Monster. This is chapter 3. Let's see how this story continues. Let's just... Hold up. I will hide the cursor. Please hide the cursor. There we go. Then we turn up the volume. There we go. Gaunt Sarkaz. My stuff is different from theirs. I picked everything nice and careful. Look at the quality. How could you give me the same price? No difference. 3. How about this? I got another handful of pure Oriron in my pocket. No Originium mixed in at all. I'll add it to the pile for a piece of your bread. No. Okay, who do you think you are, old man? 3 potatoes for 3 full baskets of Oriron scrap. Did you burn your conscience in the furnace too? My bread is pure white flour. You're not getting it for a handful of slag. Get lost. Next. Matoi Maru's skin is real. Did you buy it, Spiffy? I unfortunately don't have Matoi Maru leveled up, so I didn't have any inclination to buy it, but it is beautiful. 2 baskets, put it on the scale. 2 sweet potatoes, grab it from the ash. Don't try to swipe any. I guarantee you I'll know. You're not on CN? Sag. Neither am I. I told you to get lost, Beansprout. You're in the way. You're not the only furnace keeper in this city, old man. If you won't take this, someone else will. You can have this entire batch of bread if you get more than 3 sweet potatoes from anybody else, you dumb slug. And everybody heard that. No takebacks. Classic Kazdel. Just struggling to survive. Beansprout here can't even get a break getting a piece of bread. Sarkaz expletive. They just keep getting worse. The furnace keeper this side's only giving 2, and it's cellar leftovers from last year. How am I supposed to make a living? My back's hurting from gathering this stuff all night. It's not even worth a day of food. Anyway, I'm not going back to the old man. Maybe I should check out the market on the east side. The path east would take me past those shacks. Your OP is pulling another disappearing trick on me? Yeah? Yeah? There are a lot of interesting operators coming soon. It will be pulling the same trick on me soon. Marcely. That's the only one I can think of, actually. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Am I not that invested in pulls anymore? Have I finally reached true enlightenment? Maybe. The old folks say they dumped broken bodies there during the war, and there's still ghosts who couldn't get back to the myriad souls. About myriad souls, about that, it kinda doesn't exist anymore. No more sarcasm are going into the myriad souls. No, only kids are scared of ghost stories. Of course, I'm not scared. Just a dark alley and a few abandoned shacks. He makes up his mind and pushes his rickety cart forward, around scattered piles of firewood and puddles, towards a narrow and winding alley. A dark borderline cuts open the path ahead. In front is the area in the shadow of the soul furnace. The gaunt man slows his steps and covers his cart with his jacket. It's just around the corner. How is it so cold at midday? What's with the weather these days? Did something move? Who's there? Who said something? This place has been abandoned for ages. What's that sound? Blade being sharpened? Meat being cut? Fuck, I'll just run through with my eyes closed. Ah! The man himself! The metal man himself! Grandpa Revenant! The Grandpa Revenant! The other Grandpa Revenant. Tin Man! Apparently someone stayed up 4 hours to make an Arknights feat tier list. True, based, and real? The cart crashes into a wall just as he is about to get out of the shadow of the furnace. No, not a wall. His eyes run across gray-white metal as he looks up until they meet a pair of crimson-red counterparts. Tin Man's eyes are red. Ghost! Sorry, I think I'm lost. Are you alright? Are you blind? Didn't you see my card? You... Okay, sorry, my fault. See ya. No, just stay there, don't move. What's up with the weather? How's it so hot that I don't even see the sun? I'm soaked in sweat. So many weirdos in town these days. You again? I thought you went west. A pair of blood-red eyes rise slowly from the shadows in a corner, rising above the Sarkaz's head, above the shacks by the wayside, above the wilted trees. The heavy figure turns slowly, emerging from the furnace's shadows. The tattered linen cannot hide the gray-white cracks, but they fill the Sarkaz's vision. Linen-Draped Monster! Wait a minute. Mudrock? It's true! The young Sarkaz's eyes rolls into his head. He lets his cart go and falls unconscious on the ground. Mudrock just scared a man to death. Back with these two. Let's take a break. There's water over here to wash your face. Well, I got dirt all over my face, but at least we have something to show for it. If nothing else, we got a huge rock out of the construction site. Who would have thought that the only thin outer layer is iron, and the rest is just ash? Where do we go to next? To the east side of the market. You can find all sorts of stuff there, but they close early, and it's practically a ghost town by the time the furnace's shadow rises above the east wall. Don't step on my writing practice, nymph. Furnace side kid. Oh, sorry, Shari. Does your grandpa have you watching the fire by yourself again? He said he was going to work at the construction site. He always comes back stinky and falls right asleep. Doesn't even tell me any stories. Hey Nymph, since you're here, how about these words? You're practicing writing on the ash, but it's... Fresh furnace ash is very clean. Great work, Sherry. You've got all the words I taught you last time right. I should give you a treat. I've got a candy here. Candy! But I don't want candy. I'm afraid that... Afraid of what? That the monster in the alley might take it. The monster in the alley. Okay. Mudrock, what kind of reputation are you trying to build here? Over there, that haunted alley. They say ghosts come for you if you get too close to the shacks. They follow you and snatch your stuff when you're not looking. Mudrock, you are... You are an employee of Rhodes Island. What do you mean you're stealing food from the masses? I'm pretty sure you have a proper wage. You must be joking. It's real. A lot of people have run into them. Some lost their candy, others lost the linens they put out to dry. They say the ghosts don't target you if you don't carry anything good. They probably got robbed by some thugs and were too embarrassed to tell the truth. Don't play with this guy, Nymph. He's bad. He won't believe me. Alright, don't cry. You say a lot of people saw the ghost? Logoless thirst is hitting hard, Kappa. Right, there is that. Surprised that chip even came about, but then again, Mudrock might be the... Fine, we don't have a lot of pure sarcasm bloodline in Rhodes Island. It's like, ooh, Banshee, ooh, Gargoyle. Now Keith. You two, now Keith. Yeah, ask Beansprout if you don't believe me. He just ran into one. Beansprout, you're alive! Yes, it was 3 stories tall, wrapped in bandages and bleeding from its eyes. Wait, didn't you say there were flames coming out from all over? Don't the bandages catch fire? Yeah, ghost fire. It's cold so it doesn't burn. Alright, go on. What else is there to say? What else could I do? I did a backflip in midair and dodged the ghost fire, then aimed for its eyes with a handful of iron scrap. The monster never saw it coming. Sure, that's exactly what you did. A backflip? Just yesterday you said your back was hurting and asked me to carry your firewood to your door. I must be a natural. It felt like energy just kept flowing from inside me. We should ask someone else. No, don't no one else could tell it half as good as me. They all fainted when they saw the thing and ran for their lives without looking back when they came to their senses. They even left the carts they borrowed at the scene. What would they know? You're not talking about yourself, are you? What if I am? You got a problem with me? I'm not afraid of you! We really don't have time for this. Quit babbling and spit it out. Paul, consultant, he just ran into something really scary. Don't be too hard on him. Oh, what? Consultant? You're the consultant. I'm so sorry. I wouldn't have skipped anything if I knew the consultant was here to interrogate me himself. I wouldn't call it an interrogation. It's those haunted shacks on the east side. I'm sure you know of them. I ran into them there. It was crouched in the corner at first, so I didn't notice, but then I took a closer look. It was draped in linen with blood-red eyes, twice as tall as me, and it was grinding its teeth as it was walking. I was so scared I fainted right there. I was still in one piece when I woke up, so I thought I was dreaming at first, but then I reached behind my head and felt the bump where I was hit. See, it's right here. That's the bump when you fainted on the floor. That's fine, I don't need to see it. You think that's the monster we're looking for, Nymph? We'd better go and see if the detector responds. It's not far. Nymph, consultant, that's the whole truth. Whatever you lost, it really wasn't me. Life's hard enough as it is. Don't worry, we're not here to give you any trouble. But you should get your cart back, or else I can't promise that big head won't give you any trouble. The young sarcasm's smile freezes. He pats his own head in chagrin, only to hit the fresh bump. He grimaces in pain. Can I ask for one more favor, Nymph? Do you want bandages on your little bump? Great, my coffee's cold. Here's the shack he was talking about. It's been abandoned for ages, though. Is your detector reacting? No? Are we looking in the right place? More likely the kid lied. Does she know that there are Sarkaz ashes in the pile she's writing in? Wow. Just a bunch of dead bodies. I guess no. You protect her well. Is that protecting? Of course it is. Anyway, it would be pretty embarrassing if we got tricked by a kid. But we're here, and if it really is the work of some thug. Whoa! Hello? Anybody? Mudrock? We might as well take care of him. Come in. There is no... Oh. Oh! Wait a minute, that's Reunion. Nymph is about to speak when she sees a blade pressing against the back of Pole's neck. The blade is blunt and chipped, but the hand is surprisingly steady, pressing against Pole's neck 3 centimeters beneath his ear, without the slightest movement. Nymph, don't. The Jarl has drawn her staff. The ardor emanating from it does not dissipate at Pole's words and continues to intensify. You won't kill me. Wanna bet? Put the blade down. It's alright, trust me. No need for bets here, after all. Ugh. I can handle one wounded warrior on my own. Your hand is bleeding, but it's not Sarkaz's blood. Who are you? This is my home. You don't get to ask who I am. Oh, this is Kazdel, home of the Sarkaz. Let me see your face. Haven't I seen you before? The settlement outside the city. You were smuggling out food with... Mudrock was the name, I think. Mudrock? I think I've heard mentioned the name before. Are you at Rhodes Island? Wait a minute. You know our boss. Can you help me out? I can barely move my arm. Yeah, that's Reunion. This is the 3rd time I've said it. They're not smugglers. They went to work for food at the construction site. Why didn't I go? I would have if not for this arm. You're not smugglers. Why did you come into the city while hiding in a haunted shack? Where else can I stay? This is the only place where no one bangs down the door at night. Can't sleep at night in the crowded areas, and can't even go out during the day without someone tearing the door down for firewood. There was a Cabernet thief who cut his horn short, stealing steel and bricks from the construction site. Is he with you? Definitely not. Why would I do something so stupid? Cutting my horns to pretend to be Sarkaz? Not much better living in a haunted house pretending to be a ghost. Never pretended to be ghosts. Don't blame us when stupid people fool themselves. Hey, Bean Sprout is just a few tools short of the shed. Don't mind him. Your friends weren't at the construction site to steal bricks and steel. What a joke. I'm not even Sarkaz, and I know that's impossible. Are you seriously suspecting a child of soil and stone of stealing bricks and tiles? Child of soil and stone? That Mudrock's a gargoyle? I never noticed. Okay, it sounds like Nymph has already seen Mudrock around Rhodes Island. But they haven't interacted. Or at least heard of her. Would make sense. Last time I saw Mudrock, she was working on houses outside the city, helping infected from elsewhere start new farms. We finally have an update to what Mudrock's been doing since Twilight Development. Oh, fuck. Oh, this is gonna bring a tear to my eye. They remembered she exists. Then again, why do you have to come into the city? Is there something you have to be here for? When you have a child of soil and stone helping you? Before we talk about the fact that it was Mudrock's decision to come into the city to begin with, what gives you the right to question us? You think we're afraid of the Sarkaz in the city? No, we're afraid of you. So, when is your boss coming back? We can't wait all day. She would normally be back by now, but without me and with the Colossi gone, it might take another hour or so. Or was that a Did Beansprout encounter one of her Colossi? One of our golems, is that why it was so big? Let's wait. I need to see their boss. They can't stay here in the city. It's too dangerous. You speak sarcasm very well, sir. Is that a Lithuanian accent? What's your name? Save it. Alright, Mr. Save It. Would you please move inside a little? I would like to sit down too. We're waiting for Mudrock. Maybe she might have one of those revenant pieces of iron scrap. The sun sets little by little. Nymph looks at a detector in her hand. It is unclear what she is thinking. Pole stands up and sits down again, then stands up again, finally ducking down into a crouch, counting the gravel on the ground. The shadow of the furnace passes over the east wall. Blood from the wound seeps through the new bandages and coagulates. The infected with the injured arm stands up, draws the knife that he left standing on the ground, and peers at the shadow outside. I'm gonna look for them. You coming? Do you know which construction site they went to? No, I'll check all of them if I have to. You're just going to march through the streets like that? A wounded outsider? Okay, how about this? I'll go with you, and if anyone asks... Shh. Cole is still staring at the gravel. He has separated it into 4 tiles, sorted by color and size, which now tremble and collapse in a unique rhythm. They're back. Mudrock, they found it. Thump, thump, thump. The heavy footsteps stop at the entrance to the alley. Nymph and Pole soon hear the faint sounds of metal scraping, the sounds of blades being drawn. Mudrock. I'm alright. The child of soil and stone walks out from the corner, seemingly oblivious to her friend's call and making no motion in particular, but the infected who follow her put away their weapons. Mudrock walks into the battered shack and throws her shovel in the corner. Mudrock! She's part of the story again! And the main story at that. Come in. Sit. Rope. The 3 statements flow from Mudrock's mouth in the same tired tone, with virtually no interruption. Nymph sits down on the stool opposite Mudrock. The infected stream into the room, leaving behind 2 holding a rope that stretches into the alley. Adyal. Hello, Mudrock. Yes, I'm Adyal. My name's Nymph. My mom and dad are both Dyai? Dyai. Is that plural for Dyal? I don't know if you've seen my sister at Rhodes Island. There's another? There's a second Dyal at Rhodes Island? Wait, have we met them? Surely we would have noticed a second Dyal at Rhodes Island if we've already met them. Sister? They are here. Well, no, I came to... She's trying to chase us out. Don't interrupt, Stick. Go on. We came looking for something. Someone ran into a terrifying monster near this shack, and we suspect it has something to do with what we're looking for. My guess is that it's just a misunderstanding. There's no monster at all. I know what you mean. We're the monster. That's how the Sarkaz here sees us. No, that's not what I mean. The Sarkaz here aren't much different from those in the settlement outside. They're here because they don't have anywhere else to go. As far as monsters go, Sarkaz have been treated as monsters by other races for as long as Kazdel stood. You must know what I mean, Mudrock. Please explain to them. Probably not a misunderstanding. What? The monster. Did it look like that? Infected at the door. Hey, a hand? Who? Me? Okay. Anxious roar. Oh, what the heck is that? Hold it tight. Drag it in. 1, 2. 1, 2. With the rope tied around their waist, the infected wrap it around their shoulders and pull with all their strength. Poe looks with astonishment at the thing being pulled out from the shadows. It is about twice as tall as a man, its eyes blood red, draped in tattered white linen, with metal wires and ropes tied tightly around it. Okay. Not Mudrock. Let me guess. Chimera? the monster.
Tie it up!
What? How? Where? You sure about this? This thing could collapse this rickety shack with a single kick.
Just listen to Mudrock, tie it up.
How did you catch it? Whatever this thing is. The detector is vibrating. Is that your Colossus, Mudrock? Wait, what? Yeah, I saw it by the road on the way back. It was working just fine yesterday, maybe a little slow, but nothing was broken. Then it suddenly ran out in the middle of the night and wouldn't come back. There's a revenant inside one of Mudrock's colossi! Okay. It's possessed by the revenant. Okay, at least we know that a bit more world building. The revenants can possess more than just steel. But then again, maybe they could just possess all forms of minerals. Minerals and rocks. Couldn't sense it with arts either. It's like something was interfering. Do you know what's going on? Maybe it's under the influence of a revenant fragment. Revenant? What do they have to do with this? Well, actually, can I see the Colossus first? Be careful. It lashes out at anyone. All my guys have taken a few hits. Did it break a Stick's arm? No, he broke it in a fight over some work at the construction site.
Come on, Mudrock, you wouldn't stand up for me back there, and now you're doing this in front of some outsiders.
Did I not stand up for you? I took all of this work. You spent the whole day in the sun without getting a single grain of corn. Anything else I should know about the Colossus? It seems to be scared of me. It runs away as soon as it sees me. I would have caught it a long time ago if I wasn't worried that it would topple the furnace if it got into the plaza. Nothing else really, Nymph. It's Nymph, right? Be really careful. If it was the Revenant that made it go berserk. There aren't many Dai in Kazdel. I don't want to get one hurt as soon as I met her. Alright, thanks for the advice.
Nymph takes out her detector and cautiously approaches the Colossus. 1 step, 2 steps. As she takes the third step, the detector emits a screeching alarm.
So that's it. No, it's not. It's there.
The dial points to the crack on the Colossus. A piece of rubble seems to have gotten lodged into it. It is fixed to the Colossus like a hateful eye, no matter how the Colossus struggles.
I sense something strange. It's pain that has lasted for centuries. Hatred has lasted 100 times longer.
It's coping, it's seething, it's molding.
This is a revenant fragment, Mudrock. I think that's why it went berserk. People were attacked, but not injured. I didn't think about why that was, but now I think it just doesn't hurt the Sarkas. I see. The revenants are like Kazdel. They reject anyone who isn't Sarkas. We need to get the fragment out. Can you help me, Mudrock? You created this Colossus, you should be able to control it. Make it stay still. Just a little while will do. Okay.
Mudrock raises a hand to the Colossus. It feels the threat and struggles even harder. The metal wires begin to break where they have been weakened by rust, stirring up the clouds of dust as they hit the ground. The red glow in the Colossus's eyes grow brighter, and all present hear a cold, eerie voice in their heads. Oppression. Revenge. Banish! Banish! Banish!
All you see is hatred. You could not even tell sarcasm from outsider. You still raise your fists. That is not what a revenant should be. Alright then, let it go.
Are you out of your mind? Got it. Scatter on the count of 3. 3, 2, 1. Banish! Kazdel for Sarkaz only!
What are you then? You're not a revenant or a gargoyle. You're just a broken arts creation. Shouldn't you get out of Kazdel too?
Ah! Mudrock, look out! The Colossus begins to emit a smoke from every crack and fissure. It seems to grow larger, raising its right fist that has almost grown to the size of the shack. It is about to bring it down on the young Sargaz. The Djal's staff starts to glow. She looks into the Colossus's eyes and resolutely recites a few words in Sarkaz. The red light in the construct's eyes grows dimmer with each word. The shadows behind Nymph become increasingly sinister, as though ready to leap from the gravel at any moment. An instant before the shadow pierces the ground, Mudrock grabs her hand and snaps her fingers. Snap. The arts that hold the Colossus together are dispelled, and the construct collapses into a pile of gravel and stone. The fist that it tried to bring down turns into a strong gust of wind. Before the dust settles, the faint yellow sunlight has wiped away the last vestige of sinister shadow. Hooray! We did it! I can find my way from here. It's okay. I'm going to Rhodes Island's branch office here to report on the Revenant anyway. We're going the same way. Oh! There's a branch of Rhodes Island in Kazdel again! After so long! Wait a minute. They know it's connected to Babel. They probably don't know it's connected to Babel, so there are no hard feelings, surely. But there's a Rhodes Island office in Kazdel. Is it safe to put it in that little box? Totally safe. It's Lichcraft. As for you and your friends, I know the guard on duty today. I can have him sneak you out of the city without drawing attention. Why should we leave? Just like that Colossus, there are a lot of people here who won't tolerate an outsider living next door. Your people need to eat and sleep, but that's not any easier to come by in the city. Maybe I didn't bring them here just to eat and sleep. In the past, not so long ago, there were just more than Sarkaz in this city. Babel! People came from far away to teach, heal, build. They weren't just here to eat and sleep. You mean Babel? But they left, and you know as well as I do why they left. It was just a dream. Like the kind you get when you're running a fever. I'm glad it was a part of my childhood, but it wasn't always a good thing for Kazdel and the Sarkaz. Kazdel is fragile. It can't handle anything like that happening again. Nymph was taught by Babel. Are you speaking for yourself or for all Sarkaz? Kazdel is not so fragile from my point of view, and the Sarkaz have never been that fragile. The bad can be avoided. The good will always be good. There are things that Kazdel has to face. Kazdel is the last hope for some people, and they can't live in the settlement outside the city forever. Your Sarkaz, your friends aren't. They trust me, like I trust Amiya. Amiya mentioned? Amiya, Rhodes Island. I've heard about your ideals. They're attractive. Now I'm even more curious. What is Rhodes Island like? I don't know, you're the one wearing the Originium monitor. You can come with me to see Amiya. It's not far, just past that street. Wait, Amiya's in Kazdel? Right now? Shit. This story's getting more and more story relevant by the day. Amiya's in Kazdel. She's in Kazdel? Let me do this first though. I said I would, and the one I promised, I'd rather not get on their bad side. Nymph waves the box. The spinning rocks within make no sound. Mudrock nods and walks towards the furnace. You done chatting? Yeah, where do we go next? I would say the market on the east side, but they're long done for the day. Why don't we call it quits too? But I feel like I forgot something. What could it be? Bean sprout? Oh no, Bean Sprout's cart! Yep, pretty much. Need to get the cart back. Isn't Nymph back yet? I'm gonna get a bump bigger than Big Head's head if he comes back first. What are you worried for? Nymph always comes through. Look, over there, Nymph. My card! Thank goodness! Isn't there someone to thank besides goodness? Oh, thank you so much. The ghost didn't catch you, did it? Stop scaring Cherie with that ghost and monster talk. Just some thugs up to no good. The consultant taught them a lesson. The homes there are in disrepair, and the roads are really narrow. You should avoid the place. Yeah, yeah, there are ghosts there, and it's in disrepair. Avoid that place, surely. Really? But they saw a bunch of people getting chased around by the monster from one end to the city wall to the other. Maybe the ghost is after you, Nymph. Maybe you should teach me a few more words today just in case you can't come tomorrow. I'll be fine, don't worry. It's got a special way of showing concern. It's getting late. I should head back before the broken horns start getting any ideas without me around. Meaning that Mudrock gave me an idea. Do you think some of the fireworks might have fallen outside the city? How about this? I'll touch base with the smugglers outside tomorrow. Take a look around the military commission garrison while I'm at it. Alright, I'll check out the East Market. If you find anything, call me immediately. Don't put yourself in danger. No problem. See you later. And there we go, the end of another fruitful day. Return, mercenary! Cuff, cuff! Hey, Big Head, what happened to your hand? It's all swollen.
Hey, big guy, here's your card. Just leave it over there. If there's nothing else, I'll be going. Get lost. I'm too tired to deal with your crap right now. I thought you were going to punch me. Did you not eat at all today, Big Head? Why the sullen luck? What did you just call me? Why is the front of the cart dented and the handle cracked? Come here! Let me hear you loud and clear! Please! No! Help! Mercy!
Poor Beansprout. Beansprout and Big Head. Unfinished attitude. And we have a new character in NPC jail. Okay. From the look of her clothing, it looks Victorian. Unfinished attitude. Who is this? Who is this swank-looking woman? Why is she here in Kazdel? What is it, Ermi? How's your progress after 2 days? I've found lots of them. Okay, well, just two actually. But don't you worry, I'll have it all wrapped up in no time. Why? What's the matter? Nothing, really. The old man suddenly remembered this little mission of yours, so he's been pestering me about it. We thought these fragments would be causing chaos all over Kazdel, but just for the time being, things still seem normal as ever. Nobody's knocking on the military commission's door about it, and we haven't detected any abnormalities either. All thanks to me being the first to run into them. Basically, feel free to keep going at your own pace. Is that all? Yep, that's all. Just remember safety first. If you run into anything you can't handle, just give me a call. Sure, will do. Thanks, Ermi. Right. Gotta look for some more fragments. Ermi's thoughtful as ever, even while she works. I should probably pick up the pace. So what do you want to eat? Sorry, let me have a look. I'll try this one. Is this a new recipe? Just baked dough, same as always. Pretty sure I've seen you eat here before too. But the taste is different, no? It's chewier than last time, maybe even a little bit sweet? Really, maybe my ingredients are better this time around. More and more folks have been coming back lately, and I got ways to get quality stuff at lower prices. Dough gets nicer, that's bonus. Then, do you still need my help negotiating prices? Nah, an old merc customer of mine just put me in touch with a better supplier. They've got reasonable prices, and they're a friendly bunch.
No need to trouble yourself any longer. Happy to hear that. Does that mean one day you could make white bread like they do in Victoria? You little glutton. What's so great about white bread? Next time you got time, I'll cook you up some grilled meat. Really? Grilled meat. Can I have 3 more buns of dough to go? I'll eat them on the road. Sure. Just wait a sec. I'll give you some fresh out of the oven. Thank you. I've gotten so much done over the last 2 days, I think I deserve a little treat for myself.
Yeah!
Dough! Nothing beats a full belly.
Hello there, rich-looking woman. Nymph glimpses a sarcasm at the corner of her eye, not on purpose, of course. Any passerby would find themselves turning their head. It would be hard not to. She stands motionless, leaning against her cane, with her top-hatted head held high. Okay. Here, where most are disheveled and scruffy-looking, a woman like her is a rare sight indeed. Here, your dough.
Oh, thanks. First time laying eyes on her. I don't think I ever seen anyone quite like her. She wasn't always this way. Not sure when she went mad. Left Kazdel to make a name for herself, came back looking like this. Oh, well, even so, she does look pretty nice. What's the point of looking nice? Can't sell a thing if you just stand there all day. She sells baked dough too. As if she makes jewelry out of garbage. Some odd gewgaws too, like a transparent glass witchcraft orb with a model of Kazdel on the side, or cups etched with strange patterns. It's all expensive, fragile stuff. Only a fool would buy any of it.
She's an artiste! She's an artist!
Heard she's got ornaments and statues on top of all that. Even less business on those. Can't get any use out of them on most days, and so expensive too. Don't know what she's thinking. Everyone around has been telling her, but she won't listen to a word of it. I don't think it's a bad thing getting to see someone dressed up so pretty on the street every day. I just hope she earns enough to feed herself. It'd be a terrible joke if she starved to death in front of my stall, right? I see where you're coming from. I'd better get going. See ya. Be seeing you, Nymph. Bring some friends next time. I will. Bye-bye.
Who is this mysterious woman? And will she ever leave NPC jail?
Phew. Now that I'm full, I should get back to work. She's so pretty. Is that how they dress in Victoria? Those fabrics look really expensive. And there's that brooch of hers with purple and red gems. Once I'm done with this job and I get my reward from Ermi, I'll have to go look at her stall.
Tin Man! Where are you going?
Just walking about. Wait, there's one here? Oh no, it detects Tin Man!
Well, now we know why he's part of the story. The Revenant detector detects Tin Man!
No way, there was a response just a moment ago. Where is it then? Wait, that brooch with the purple and red gems.
Nymph feels a sudden tickle up her spine. She turns to look at the stall devoid of customers, but no one is in there. The behatted stall owner has long since packed her wares and disappeared into the endless stream of people flowing through Kazdel.
Ermi, please pick up. It's urgent. What now? If she's only wearing all that jewelry because she's possessed, then she... There's no time. I'll go looking for her first.
Mysterious woman, come back!
Hello, do you know where the lady who runs the stall went off to? The one wearing the suit and top hat. Huh? A suit of what? She's wearing really strange clothes and selling stuff no one wants to buy. She went that way. Okay, thank you. The baked dough? I got it from the stall over on the corner. Here, have some. If you like it, make sure you go to the stall.
No, she never got to eat her treat. No, not the dough.
I'm almost out of the city at this point. What did she come in here for?
What does the detector say? A very weak reaction, but it's here alright. I'll just have to check over everything. The detector reacted to Tin Man, and she didn't notice, so she's chasing after the wrong person. But maybe she also has a piece of Revenant on her. It's here. A warehouse. She lives here. No way. Why would anyone wearing such nice clothes live here? Maybe it's because of the Revenant fragment. Or maybe she's just weird. She's an artiste. She needs a warehouse to keep all of her sculptures. Surely. I can't reach Ermi and Pole's looking for fragments somewhere else. Come on, Nymph. Think. There's got to be a way. Hypnosis? Mental suggestion? Or Ginny Marts? Maybe I could snatch it away. Hello, young lady. Do you need me for something? Sorry, let me think a bit longer. Very good, ma'am. Hello? Brownie Mantel, elegance extraordinaire. A pleasure to meet you. Now, how may I be of service? Brownie Mantle? Okay. Sounds like a fake Victorian name. Sounds like a stage name. Then again, she is an artiste. Also, sheesh, cleavage. Okay, got it. The top hat is throwing me off though. Lose the top hat. Could you sell me that brooch? Why? Because I really like it. Oh? Well, I'm terribly sorry, ma'am, but it is not for sale. Moreover, I'm afraid it's not suited to your ensemble. I have here an ornament that's much more appropriate for a rose such as yourself. If your need is dire, I could give it to you. Sorry, I'm only interested in the brooch. Nymph looks into Crownie's eyes. Her arms hang by her sides as the fingers sway lightly at an unusual frequency, tracing complex patterns in the air. They're reflected in Crownie's pupils, but as she blinks, they are gently wiped away. It seems they have not dug deep into her heart as Nymph expected. I'm afraid that's not possible. I will not part with this gem before finding a suitable replacement. Now I have some pressing business to attend to, so I'm afraid I cannot entertain you any longer. Away now. She wants a trade? Waves staff. Chants softly. You're gonna hypnotize her, Nymph! Please wait a moment and hear my plea. Nymph projects her arts with her will, and they descend gently upon Crownie. 1 second, 2. Her target continues to walk away. No effect? She's wearing the fragment. Getting around that Revenant's influence on her sure isn't easy. This is a really stupid way to do it, but... I'm sorry! She's gonna steal it? Forgive me, Madame... Wait. Forgive me, Madame Dial, but I'm in a hurry. Please don't block my way. Ermi, please answer! Ermi! Hello? Arts don't work, and I can't fight her, and I can't snatch it away. She's no normal hawker. Just follow her for now, Nymph. Let's see where our ancestor wants to take her. Even if something happens, I can at least give more info to Ermi. It's not like she's going to go all the way out of the city, right? Surely. Foreshadowing is a narrative device. We're in the outskirts already. Where is she going? Maybe she really is leaving the city. I should contact the liches at the gates then. Ermi gave me their info. They should be able to get the fragment for me. Where'd she go? What? Wait, what? You lost her. Nymph watches as Crownie opens her own box, drawing out a hang glider from the depths within. One hand grips the cane hooked onto the glider's frame while the other holds the box tight. With her characteristic ramrod straight figure dangling from the glider, she swoops off into the distance. What is this Mary Poppins bullshit? What? What? This is some Mary Poppins ass bullshit. They don't teach that in Victoria. Can a Revenant fragment really do all that? I guess I should. Forget it. Ermi's being awfully unreliable right now. Wait, how about I... Nymph hems and haws for a while as she watches the glider float away. But in the end, she makes up her mind. She inserts the tip of her key into a keyhole on her staff. It breaks apart, turning into a swarm of keys surrounding her. Ooh? The L power is unlocked. She grabs one and opens the bag at her waist, the keys immediately splitting into two groups as she does so. One flock of keys attaches to her staff, rapidly spinning like a drone's rotor wing. The others act as platforms under Nymph's feet, holding her aloft despite gravity's pull. She's floating on keys. They're flying. Standing in midair is an extremely strange experience. Drifting off wherever the wind blows, watching the familiar sights behind slowly shrink away. Until the jagged edges of Kazdel have faded into fuzziness under the gentle light of the sun. Okay, we're getting far away from Kazdel. Then with a breeze and back in the wind ahead. A moment's distraction means tumbling to the ground. Ah! Looney Tunes ass event. Here, use my handkerchief to wipe your sweat. Thanks. I must admit, I have never seen anyone act quite so recklessly. You are inexperienced with those arts, are you not? Yes? If you hadn't flown by to catch me, then I'd be a big splat on the ground. Thank you for the hanky. Oh, don't mention it. Do you always use your glider to leave the city? It's quick, convenient, and graceful, a most beautiful method of transportation. I was inspired by the cable cars plying Kiarag's snowy peaks. You were in Kiarag! You've been to Kiarag? I will have been one day, but for now the pictures in the newspaper will suffice. Okay, you haven't been to Kiarag. You should head back home already, young Dial. Wait! What a strange ancestor. Why is he in such a hurry to leave Kazdel, and why is he bringing Crowny along? Oh, there's no signal here. Guess you're on your own, Nymph. Your big adventure begins here. We're outside of Kazdel! Oh, thank goodness she stopped. It finally looks like she's not leaving Kazdel just yet. In the distance, Crowny takes a deep breath, then yells a strange incantation. Come out, suffering. Suffering? Is that some kind of incantation? It might be the name of a Sarkaz king. It wouldn't be strange for an ancient king to have a name like that. If you insist, old buddy. Wait, what? Wait! Hey, yo! Hey, yo! What is this? What is this event? The worlds are colliding! The plot lines are colliding! Mastima! Mastima jump scare? Hold up. I need a sip of my coffee. Mastima was the last person I thought I'd see here in this event. What are you doing here? Is this a setup? Are we finally setting up for the Sarkaz and Sancta subplot? There's still that whole issue with the Saints and all. The Executor, Arturia, the Fallen Angels, like Mustima. Is this finally a setup for that?
Long time no see.
A Sancta? This plan involves a Sancta? What the heck is he up to?
I can see you, little Dial. No need to hide behind a rock. Come on out. Why is your apprentice being such a stranger? She's not. I believe there might be some misunderstandings at play here. She has been following me for some time now. If you keep wandering around with that brooch on, I think your face will end up on an arrest warrant real quick. I'll take it under advisement, Mustima. May I see the goods I ordered?
Oh! Okay, I get it. Just penguin logistics. Just some penguin logistics job. That's it. Nothing that important.
But of course.
Mustima gingerly places the box she's carrying between the two of them.
3 bolts of top quality soft silk straight from Yan, just like you asked. Go ahead, inspect all you like.
That's how she gets her clothing material.
This is... I can feel it. This subtle pushback when you press down on it. This suppleness, this pure white.
I guess he really does want to leave Kazdel. He's got a bunch of supplies ready. Nymph, I don't think there's a revenant around here. Huh? Where'd that Sancta go?
Hey, you little Dial. Nice weather today, isn't it?
Stay back. I'm a caster. I've got really super strong arts.
Oh, what a coincidence. As it turns out, I'm a caster too. Makes us counterparts, don't you think?
Oh, but you're...
It's fine, it's fine. You look reasonable enough. Not the type to attack a defenseless messenger like me for no reason.
Mustima, don't tease her! Then again, I am loving this dynamic.
I'll take your silence as a good sign. Brownie's gonna need a while longer to check out her haul, so I'll get some fresh air over here. Maybe slack off a bit. Won't bother you at all. How's that sound?
Is this her first encounter with a Sancta? Probably.
So, you're a messenger? Penguin Logistics. Guaranteed success. Want to try some Lateran candy?
Thanks. Then you can have some of this.
Oh, what is it?
Baked dough from Kazdel. Shame it's gone cold. It's really tasty when it's hot.
Well, don't mind if I do.
So, how do you know Crownie?
I probably shouldn't tell you. Client confidentiality and all. But you sure you want to listen to a Sancta story? Who knows? I might weave a web of lies and snare your soul.
Go ahead. I can tell truth from lies. They say the Sancta are all awful and terrible, but you haven't shot me with a gun yet, and you haven't tried to cut off my horns for a trophy on your belt.
Jesus Christ.
Alright, I'll start talking then.
Where to begin? A few years ago, on a job in Ursus, I ran into a Sarkaz. Apparently, she couldn't stand life at home and decided to wander across the lands. By the time I met her, she had managed to find the path she wanted to follow. Ursus had real strict controls on a lot of things, so that Sarkaz needed people like us to get her the stuff she wanted.
Oh, is this about Crownie?
Was Crownie a designer in Ursus? A designer? An Ursan hiring a Sarkaz to be an assistant is already super niche Ursine. You know, the fashion brand that hired her was actually founded by a Sarkaz, but it got crazy popular in Ursus. Most people think it's local. Even that fashion freak over there thought so at first. Anyway, she got the cold shoulder in Ursus, so after a bunch more wandering, she made her way back here. She must have made a lot of money before she came back.
Money. Shame I have to say it, but she's barely got 2 coins to rub together. When you look at her, well, you're seeing everything she's got, in a way. The silk's perfect, Mistima.
Kinda reminds me of Orchid.
Then why is she buying cloth? I've seen where she lives and the people around her. Maybe she's skipping meals to afford all this expensive stuff? Maybe she predicted that the furnace would explode and wanted the Revenant to latch onto the fabric? No, that doesn't make any sense. Wowee, that sounds serious. I have no clue what you're talking about. We should probably head on over. Come on.
Ah, the life of a starving artist.
Need anything else, Crowny? My thanks, Mistima. You must have been through a lot coming all this way. Nah, just doing my job. As for further work, I would like some fabric from Sargon. I presume I will need to give full payment in advance just as before. I mean, sure, but I don't think you'll be needing my services any much longer. Whatever do you mean? Is your company changing its modus operandi? No, don't get the wrong idea here. What I mean is, this sort of stuff will be sold in Kazdel soon enough, so you won't need Penguin Logistics. Oh, is that so? The number of caravans going in and out of Kazdel have doubled several times over. The folks at Rhodes Island have also helped set up a few connections for the city.
Oh my god, we're getting bits of world building.
Rhodes Island finally back in Kazdel, helping the city out once again since Babel days. Bringing a tear to my eye. You'll probably have a place you can get imported goods before long. So, you're saying I will be able to sell my Kazdelian souvenirs? Your what? Crystal balls, cups, you know, souvenirs you get on the trip. Not that different from the ones you see in other countries, they're just Kazdel themed. But who would want to go on a vacation to Kazdel? We don't have any good sightseeing spots. I wouldn't mind, to be honest. Walk around, see your soul furnace, roam the streets, and there's that Temple of Knowledge. That's in Kazdel, right? Shame I won't get the chance. Your idea is not bad though. You should talk to the merchants. They might want to buy your souvenirs to show back home. I'll bear it in mind. My thanks. As for you, young Diao, call me Nymph. Let us go, Madame Nymph. We should hurry on home. Okay, well, see you, Sancta Messenger Lady. Ciao. If you need anything else, remember to call Penguin Logistics. Crowny's got our contact. Shouldn't you have popped out too, suffering? Or is it Mad Bomber these days?
Is Fiametta here? Ayo.
You lost your mind, coming to Kazdel just for a delivery. You get caught by the sarcasm, there's no way you're making it out alive. She's just an old customer, not wise to refuse a request. What, worried about me? Supervising you is my job. We're going back right now, immediately. Alright. Not like there's anywhere else to run to in this wasteland anyway. Say, why don't we go have some fun in Kazdel for a day? Start walking.
Got it, she's on probation. She can't be let out of sight from her probation officer. They still need her for whatever reason for the Sancta Sarcas plotline. Just a little tease.
It's so hard to get through to you.
Just a little tease. Not even 6 months later, we still don't have the continuation of the plotline. At least we got some bits here and there here in this event.
Welcome to my humble abode.
After an entire day of walking, Nymph and Crowny are back in front of the warehouse where they first spoke. The place that Nymph assumed the Revenant compelled Crowny to go to avoid the crowd.
She really does live here. There's a bed, a workbench, some clothes hung up, a corner full of junk. She's missing a lot of basic furniture. When you look at her, well, you're seeing everything she's got in a way. Please, make yourself at home. Sure. Do you need help, Crowny? No, I can handle things on my own. That cloth you bought is really expensive. A mere several months' worth of food, hardly important. I mean, at least she got shelter and food going for her. She doesn't seem to be struggling on her calories. Though, okay. Breast disease are distracting me. This place is ill-suited for that brooch. Brooch? If I use this cloth to make a matching necktie or cravat... Madame Nymph! What is it? You wanted this brooch, did you not? Yeah? But didn't you... Take it. I no longer have need for it. A heavy stillness emanates from the brooch, and Nymph cannot stop herself from shivering. She quickly throws the fragment-embedded jewelry into her box. Oh, it was real! There was actually a revenant there. Okay. Just no revenant shenanigans. This whole time, the revenant fragment seems to have done nothing other than latch onto the brooch. Okay. Sure. No commanding strange creations, no instigating arguments in a crowd. When he was in the palm of her hand, she even felt some fury and frustration coming from him, like... talking to a burden beast. Pardon? No, it's nothing. Just a funny idea that popped into my head. Are you feeling alright, Crowny? Thank you for your concern, but I've been as fit as a fiddle this entire time. She doesn't sound any different from earlier. Has she really recovered from it? If there's anything I can do to help, don't hesitate to ask. As it were, Madame Nymph, I do have a presumptuous request. Just Nymph is fine, no need to be so formal. Very well then, Nymph. Could you come here for a moment? Nymph looks at the clothes atop Crowny's workbench. They appear to be a suit, but not in Crowny's size. Could you try this on? Me? Crowny whips out a tape measure, rapidly taking Nymph's measurements while muttering strings of numbers to herself. It should fit you. Give it a try. Aren't these clothes really expensive? I'm scared I'll... Don't worry, it's not finished just yet. Alright then. How do I look? Beautiful. How is the fit? Are the cuffs too tight? Too loose? Anywhere that feels particularly awkward? No, it's a perfect fit. Are you making these clothes for a friend? No, it is a gift to myself. This outfit's creation is my dream, but alas, I'm still unable to realize it. I think it's pretty much perfect already. Far from it, I'm afraid. The cuffs still need embellishment, the accessories still need matching, and all in all, still rather crude. You may take it off now, Nymph. My thanks. Oh, okay. But why would you make an outfit you can't wear? Because its revelation gave my life direction. I want to distinguish my life from those of others, but I too love this city, and so I called attention to myself through a multitude of methods, old sarcasm tricks all. I'm sure you'll understand where I'm coming from. In the end, I was driven away from Kazdel, set adrift in the wilds. I was offered menial work in Ursus. At first it was only my survival instinct that spurred me to accept. But I found myself rather suited to deft needlework. More importantly, I obtained a designer's manuscript. A sarcasm designer from Kazdel. Kazdel. Designer. Never had I thought these two words could fit together. Were these clothes in that manuscript? They were. It was a heavily damaged book, and much information was lost, save for a note reading, for AM. And the framework for this suit. Naught else remained. Are you fucking kidding me? Wait. A suit. Tailoring. Kazdel. Kelsey?
Was this suit for Kelsey? Wait. The last person that we've seen in a swank-ass suit, Kelsey? No fucking shot. How is this event tying together so many plot lines? The manuscript for Kelsey's suit from decades back?
Despite the damage, it provoked an emotion I had never felt before. In order to understand it, I took up tailoring, alongside the crafting of many other knickknacks. As it happened, Kazza had forgotten me by that point, and so I returned under a new identity. Kazza has changed, just as have I. It's a more tolerant city these days. Even a stuck-out nail such as I can find a stage here.
Is that why you made stuff you can't sell?
They are souvenirs. There will come a day that Kazdel will entertain visitors from all across Terra. This I do believe. Though I am merely testing the waters on a whim, if other places can enjoy something, then why not Kazdel? You're not so different from them. It could be a suit of fashionable clothes, a set of baubles for tourists, or even a way of life, a pursuit of beauty.
You might be thinking too far ahead. I've never even dreamed of Kazdel being a tourist attraction. You're right that the city has changed lately, though. There's still lots of people walking around, and it's lively these days, completely different from before. Did you see the fireworks a few nights ago? They were really pretty. Maybe the furnace got a bit too happy and lively, so that's why it fired them off.
Nymph, what's going on?
Everything's fine now, Ermi. Ran into some trouble while I was trying to get another fragment, but it's all taken care of.
Good to hear. I was helping the old... aiding my master in some research on phylactery, so I didn't catch her calls. Terribly sorry about all of that.
It's fine. I've covered most of the city by now. There's just one newly repaired residential district left to check. I might be finished by tomorrow, so you'd better get that reward ready.
Once you're done, come right over and it's all yours. You're a lifesaver. I'll be turning in early tonight. Goodbye.
See you soon, Ermi. Well, I won't trouble you any longer, Crowny. If anything comes up, remember to find me. Here's my contact.
I will. Thank you. Good night, Nymph.
Good night. We're meeting all sorts of strange people in Kazdel. Getting all sorts of connections, so many other events. First it was Mustima, then Kelsey mentioned, Amiya, Mudrock. I'm so tired. I never got to eat any of that baked dough I bought this morning. Munch. I think if I warm it up once I get home, it'll taste a lot better. Paul, how did he find me?
Walked up to the city gates and flew off the walls. The information brokers have been chatting about you pretty much all day.
Did you find anything? Anything?
Nope. No signs of a fragment influence around the military commission garrison or settlement. Found something yourself, didn't you?
Yeah, look. The fragment I found today is super pretty. It's like a gem.
It's a piece of glass from outside this furnace, looks like. You're right, though. That color is really distinctive.
The lady who gave it to me was really distinctive, too. Today's been real hard on me, though. I was running around all day, and now I'm hungry and tired,
Go home and get some rest already. Just one residential district left to check. Gotta do all we can to get everything wrapped up tomorrow.
Alright.
Damn, you're so tired you nearly smacked your head against the wall. Fine, I'll walk you home. Don't fall asleep just yet. Tell me about this distinctive lady you met.
Sure. I went to the market this morning to buy some baked dough, which smelled really nice.
Grumble, grumble. Grumble, grumble.
And now, the witch and her afternoon tea. The mysterious sarcasm woman that has been showing up in IS for years. Turns out she seems to be an important looking sarcasm. What's her deal? Why does she show up in IS. Where am I? Who's this? Queen Ursus? Hey! 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 Echo. How did I get here? My hand. Pink patterns have formed on her hand. Blood has frozen into crystal, tearing the skin apart and forcing its way along the patterns. Where is she? How did she get... What? How is she in Ursus? A chill wind blows past, tearing blood and flesh like flower petals, leaving behind only. It hurts. Why? Is this a dream? A nightmare? Half an hour ago. I'm sorry, Nymph. I hate to rush you like this, but I won't have peace here until the Revenant fragments are back where they belong. Master and Wishadel have been fighting constantly. They sound crazier than the ancestors in the furnace. Classic Wishadel. I'm sorry, Army. I've practically combed every inch of Kazdel, but I just couldn't find the remaining fragments. Please, I'm counting on you. What about that slum kid who was with you? He ran the number of households in this area against how fast we walked and figured out that we had to split up and check everything before sundown. We split it down the middle. He said he had some repairmen on his side with sticky fingers, and he wanted to take the opportunity to teach him the lesson. I hope he's not putting himself in any danger, but I'm sure he can handle it. Hey, come on. It was just a few questions. Why the weapons? Come on, you can't expect to run a dirty operation without facing the music. I never said I was gonna report you to the military commission. Alright, if it's just the two of you, I could use the exercise. Wait, what? Those guys with you too? How many are there? 20, 30? Is it too late for negotiations? Paul, what kind of shenanigans are you up to? Well, he's surrounded. Rest in peace. You think the Revenant would miss the furnace after a few days and go home on its own? Are you even listening to yourself? Would you want to go back to the place where you were held prisoner for centuries? It's just an idea. I don't know what it's like in the furnace. You know, maybe Kazdel is kind of a furnace too. People outside think it's scary and terrible, but it's home to us. It's hard to imagine being imprisoned for hundreds of years when I've been around for less than 20. Maybe you're in a better position to judge, Ermi. I wouldn't carry on down this topic if I were you, Nymph. Are you calling her old? Ermi, how old are you? How old are you, my lich wife? You really are something else, Nymph. Probably no one else in Kazdel would think like that, but you do. Our kindest Dial. Huh? Wait, do I smell herbal tea? Oh, I remember now. Qualiza's place is right over here. Should we pay her a visit? Nymph, we have more urgent business, remember? Right. I was suggesting we go ask about the Revenant fragments. Who said anything about berry cookies? Are the fragments not urgent business? No one said anything about berry cookies. Fine, but don't take too long. It's a wonder you get along so well with Qualiza, though. She's wonderful. She always gives me little presents when I visit. Why is everyone so scared of her? Oh, but I can't go empty-handed, official business or not. Let me see. She only moved in recently, but what would be a good housewarming gift? A newly moved in Sargaz? Knock knock. With one hand behind her back, Nymph knocks on the slightly damp door with the other. Are you home, Qualiza? Oh, hello, Nymph. Just a second while I get the door. Ew! Oh! I didn't put two and two together. I was like, wait, berry cookies. Wait, herbal tea? Hold up! So, the IS woman just recently moved into Kazdel. Good afternoon, Qualiza. I didn't have the time to prepare a gift, but I hope you like this anyway. I remember you said you wanted some flowers to cover up the smell of herbs in the house. Oh, careful of the mud. I picked them with the roots so you can plant them in your garden.
A pair of hands, fair as ivory, take the flowers. Blue petals fall upon her gloves like the patterns of fine embroidery.
Blue snowdrops. Can Kazel's barren soil nurture such beauties now?
Jesus Christ. Holy mama. Humana, 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 humana. Oh!
Excuse me, ma'am. When are you gonna leave NPC jail?
Just a question. Jesus, wait a minute!
I spot 3 moles.
That is all I'm going to say.
I spot 3 moles on Kalisa.
Excuse me, ma'am. When are you leaving NPC jail? Ma'am? Ma'am? Jesus Christ.
The artist's barely disguised fetish. Thank you, Nymph. I'll place this gift in the finest vase. Glad you like it. I didn't know they were called blue snowdrops. I'm delighted that you came to visit, Nymph, but unfortunately, I'm about to head out. Oh, you're busy? Is this a bad time? Not at all. Just a small errand. It shouldn't take a few more minutes. You can wait here. Just don't touch anything while I'm out. Some things are not ready or suitable to be presented. Promise me? I promise I won't touch anything. My parents taught me manners. Good girl.
Mommy? Mother? Mama?
Nymph sits down by the desk. The warm candlelight is like a fragile barrier against the shadows from the corners and the roof. A faint acidic scent, wafts from the herbs hanging from the roof beams. The wooden cabinets by the walls stand like coffins, guarding secrets that must never see the light of day. Huh. Ew, my heart's racing for some reason. What's that creaking sound? Is there mud beasts in the walls? Oh, that's how... Maybe she's hallucinating. Maybe it's the herbs.
Nymph gulps. She feels a chill up her spine. She keeps glancing at the window, but the daylight outside seems to grow darker every time she does. Her heart races with an unusual rhythm. Yal touches her chest and feels a trembling box.
Oh, it's just the detector. Wait. It wasn't reacting when I was outside. Could the fragment be in this house? My back's starting to hurt from sitting too long. I should stretch my legs. It's alright if I just look around, isn't it? This way. That way. Up there. It's not under the floor, is it?
Beep, 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 beep.
There. The signal's getting stronger. Ouch! Where did this cabinet come from? Was it here all along? Oh no, I knocked something off. Eliza's gonna think I messed with her stuff. I've gotta put it back. Surely it's fine to put something back that fell on the floor.
Nymph bends down and feels the blurry shadow in the darkness.
Feels for the blurry shadow.
Strange sensation strikes her fingertips. She lifts the shadow, revealing a garland of branches, thorns, and moss flower, with snowdrops still mixed in.
Snow?
Nymph feels her heart skip a beat upon saying the ancient sarcasm word, like the chill she gets when an actual snowflake falls on her palm. She stares at the garland in her hand, resisting the urge to put it down. The room seems to shrink and darken, feels almost suffocating. The sound of breathing in her ears grow heavier, but it is her own. From behind her, the branches entwine with her hair, and the thorns pierce her palm. Nymph silently counts, then turns slowly but resolutely to look behind her.
What the fuck? How? Why? Why is there a royal court assassin here? Royal court guard? Please take it. Huh? You... When did you... Who are you? Please take it. Please take it.
Okay. The walls of the hut fall and the roof is gone. I find myself in the wilderness, the chaos of battle coming from beyond the dust. The garland in my hand has turned to blood, spilling through my fingertips. A bloody Nezeru crawls towards me, but I cannot move. Help me, master. Who are you? Tell the liege, the king of Sarkaz is dead. Lys has fallen. Why do we still fight? Seeing a vision of the ancient past. I hear the ancient Sarkaz language, disjointed syllables that come together to form words. King, death, fight. I try to ask him where we are, but my words slip away from my lips, turning to faint echoes in the sky. Where am I? The end of the battlefield. The boundary between life and death. Oh, okay. Ohio. Why do you not grant me your blessing, master? Do you despise my cowardice too? Grant me the pain of decay. Grant me the continuation of life. Take this power away. Please take it. He pulls out a rotten object from his chest and places it in my hand. His visage contorts from pain. His eyes are a mixture of reverence, fear, and hate. Get it away from me. I don't want it. Help! I understand. This is not a blessing, but punishment for my desertion. Please, Master Qualiza. Is she a Nezeru? Then again, I almost forgot that Nezerus might look normal because we've met what's her face? The NPC that was one of the majors in the Victorian Sarkaz army. She was a Nezeru, but she looked normal compared to the undead freaks under Nezalem. Qualiza's a Nezeru. You called me Qualiza. Qualiza. I think that's the same letter S that we see on Wishadel. So it's Qualisha? Wait, why is my hand acting on its own? Is this a trick, Qualisha? Stop it! I raise my hand at the broken figure, but the hand I see is wrapped in bandages soaked with dry blood. A tattered cloth brushes against the deserter's helmet. The scent of decay flows out, tearing away at what remains of his reason, filling his husk, bringing life. I feel a daze, then hunger. I bestowed strength on my weakened kin, becoming stronger in the process. Without speaking, I hear a familiar voice in my head. Cast down your weapon, deserter, and leave my battlefield. As you wish, master. He casts down his heavy armor, piece by piece, revealing terrifying wounds through gaps in the cloth that shrouds him. The blood seeping out of his body coagulates instantaneously like new skin. Have you seen snow before? The sound of the word is peculiar, but I understand what it means. It has been so long since it last snowed in Kazdel, many have forgotten how to pronounce the word. I killed an Ursine and cleaved open his chest. I watched as he died, but he didn't seem to feel any pain, repeating only a single word over and over. Saying the Ursine word for snow. It must be something that removes the pain. Have you seen snow, master? Pain is the shadow of strength, and life is the sun. I cannot see snow under the scorching sun. You're afraid of pain, but not of death. But why we live in? Nay, it is not my place to say. I should go, master. Go north, and don't come back.
The scene excuse me, burp. The scene before me fades into the distance. I'm rapidly moving away from the ground and towards the battlefield. I see helmets clash and swords strike against armor. I see the shadow of death looming over Kazdel. Ancient sarcasm witchcraft. Don't mind me. Just passing through this ayahuasca vision. Where am I? Hey! Hey, 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 Echo. How did I get here? My hand. Pink patterns have formed on my hand. Blood is frozen into crystal, tearing the skin apart, forcing its ways along the patterns. A chill wind blows past, tearing my blood and flesh like flower petals, leaving behind only... It hurts. Why? Come. Oh! Qualijah! Are you inside the vision? Give me your hand. Qualijah? She holds my hands tightly and recites an incantation that I've never heard before. I see clear droplets of water hanging from her eyelashes. Perhaps it is melted snow. Phew. She exhales and lets my hands go. The comforting warmth is still there. I spread my palms open. Patterns and wounds are no longer there, replaced by a pair of blue butterfly wings, which flap and disappear into the snowfield. Is this real? Yes, it is. Come, I'll tell you on the way.
It's real? Where are we?
Qualijah? Have we met before? It's alright, you may call me the North Wind Witch here.
The North Wind Witch? Wait, what? Are we in the Sammy snowfields? Is that why you're in IS-4?
I think you're the first Nezeru I've seen since I came here.
Nezeru?
Nezeru, I've sensed your presence ever since you set foot on the snowfield. You're growing weaker, like a campfire buried under snow. Nezeru who turns from war inevitably grows weak, a process that is even more painful than waiting for the approach of death. So, why did you do it? She throws the question at me so casually, like kicking up a puff of loose snow. The question feels so heavy I can only gasp for air. Words fail me. Was it because of that war? The Liege, nay, Nez Salem had no choice, and you.
So are you not Nezeru? Is she not Nezeru?
You had to take the opposite path, as I did.
Or is she? Is she?
We're here. Behind the cracked boulder lies a small patch of ice where wind and snow cannot reach. Beneath this ice, the water remains calm, cradling around air pocket like a sorrowful eye. The North Wind Witch cracks the edges of the icy surface with her staff, and the air pocket escapes, becoming one with the wind and snow again. I came across this place by chance. The Muspies won't drink from it even if they're dying of thirst. The spring does not grow or diminish, its water always clear. It exists on its own outside of this snowfield. I once bandaged myself by this spring, but later discovered that immersing it in was far more effective. Like, you bathe in it. I've heard that workers on the mobility layer bury barrels in the ground to bathe, but it's so cold here. The water's not so deep. You can hold my hand if you're afraid. Alright, I guess I'll give it a try. Eep. Eep. I step slowly into the spring. The cold penetrates the armor and bandages that do not belong to me, piercing every bone. The water covers my shoulders and presses against my heart. Qualijah, no, Northwind Witch. Do you remember encountering a dying Nezeru deserter a long time ago? I do. Did he ever see the snow? I heard he died on his way to the north. But he saw the snow at least, didn't he? No, he might never have seen it, but the snow was always inside him. The heartbeat gradually slows and I can hear the sound of snowflakes falling on my head in between the rhythm. The festering wounds and old scars continue to sting. The withered flesh and blood will never flourish again, but none of it matters anymore. The pain has not lessened. It simply exists in another form now, like snowflakes that melt in the icy spring. Elijah, is this really a dream? If it is, who did you make it for? What did you want to tell them? Your past, your future, or who you really are? Elijah does not answer. She sits by the shore, her staff laid sideways on her legs. I see a blue-purple butterfly fly past her hair. One after another, they encircle the icy spring, turning the decay in me into new butterflies as they flap their wings. Crystalline butterflies surround her. Her fingertips drop down to brush the surface of the water, but there's no ripple. The snow stops and I suddenly realize that so too has this dream.
What? Are we back to reality?
Is the dream over? Elijah, can I leave now? You're scaring me. I could really use some hot tea right now. Elijah? In the darkness, I sense something approaching, but whatever it is not alive. I try to curl up but cannot sense my limbs or torso. It is as if only my consciousness is left.
Huh? Malicious sounds in the dark?
I feel fangs. I sense hunger. I arrive beyond the end, before the door.
Elijah, help! I shouldn't have touched your stuff. I'm sorry. Elijah!
Cold engulfs me again, and fear rushes into my throat. Just as I'm certain I will drown, the door opens.
Come in.
Nezeru? Uh-oh.
You have rejected the title that the military commission conferred on to you, Elijah. Do you know what you have turned down? A war that we have yearned for too long. The blood of the old days will not be washed away. Don't tell me that you really intend to leave with that house. The liches will never allow you to leave with their handiwork.
Liches? Is she a lich?
No. Why is there a dial here?
Oh, fuck. The illusion seems to be self-aware.
Hello, my liege? Are you King Nezeru? I read about you in my textbooks.
The tall Nezeru bends down towards me.
I cannot tell whether he is observing, listening, or trying to discern my scent.
Why have you come? She has not polished this memory, nor connected it to other things.
What?
I don't know. One minute I was in an ice spring with her, and the next thing I know I'm here. What do you... Wait, what do you mean by not connected to other things?
Elijah deserted her war, but never her kind.
Okay, so maybe she is... She is a Nezeru.
She preserved her memories for her kin, for reasons unknown. Perhaps she discovered a new path in the endless ice fields.
Do you mean we're in Elijah's memories? Do you know how I can leave? How do I wake up from this dream?
Time has no meaning here. No one can know when you will wake up or if deeper slumber awaits.
Then, are you real or a version from Elijah's memories?
It does not matter. The life of Nezeru matters not. The name of Nezeru is synonymous with war. But it has been a long time since I talked to someone like this.
Okay, maybe we can chat until I wake up. As the war for Londinium ended, y'all.
Okay, that's a very... This is a sophisticated ass memory. How does it know of the outside world?
Yes, I suppose. But I don't think you'd like how it ended. No. Surely I would have passed on, but Kazdel and the Sargaz will remain. The patriarch of the Nezeru stays silent for a long time, as though he has forgotten I'm here. Maybe we could talk about something else? Very well. Is it turnip season? Oh, not a lot of people plant them these days. Most people plant maize and sweet potatoes. You're into food? I know a lot about that. I mean, maybe not Nezeru food. Go on.
Okay. This event really is Sarkaz Zoomers interacting with Sarkaz Boomers.
I'm back. I left a pot of herbal tea on the stove outside before I went out. It's just about ready now. Get the tea set out, Nymph. The one with the pink roses is for you.
Nymph? The tray slips from the North Wind Witch's hand, and she only has time to grab the scalding teapot. The tray shatters on the floor, but she simply stares in horror at the table. The garland of branches, thorns, and moss flower lies beneath a dim candlelight. The Dial is gesturing excitedly to it, as though roasting sweet potatoes in furnace ash. It's even sweeter than honey when it's fresh out the furnace, worth the blisters it gives you. Oh, look at me, I just keep talking to with myself. What about you? What's your favorite food? Sautéed turnips? Oh, sweet potatoes might be your next favorite. Just give me a minute, I'll fetch a few from the furnace for you. Huh? Are we back in reality? Elijah! You're back! Hey, when did I wake up? What's going on? Nezalem? Nymph stares blankly in front of her, then looks down at her hands before looking to the Northwind Witch with teary eyes. Elijah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I won't touch your stuff again. Ouch! Hot! Why are you standing there with a teapot in your hands? Why do you think? How did you get to my unfinished trinket in the time it took me to pick a few flowers from my garden? You even got him out. Tell me what happened. The revenant detector started reacting as soon as I walked in. I felt like I had to look around a bit. I never meant to put it on, but it's like my hands weren't my own. Then I had a scary dream. One moment I was you flying over the battlefield. Then I was in an icy spring with you. Then a monster almost ate me. Those are dreams I made with my own memories to help Nezeru veterans cope from returning from war. They haven't been fully tested yet. They're dangerous. Oh, thank goodness you weren't hurt. I'm not leaving you alone in this house ever again. And you can forget about today's berry cookies if you can't keep your hands to yourself. I really didn't mean to put it on. There was some sort of power compelling me. I thought you were playing a trick on me. Could it be the Revenant fragment you were talking about? No wonder the hut hasn't felt quite right these past few days. I thought I had indigestion or something. The North Wind Witch puts down the teapot, walks around the room, then looks up at the center of the roof. I gave you a choice, revered ancestor. You can mock me with my memories and my house. But if you disrespect my guests... Shadows surge from the corners of the house as if wanting to devour the two. But a pair of eyes, cold as ice, delivers its ultimatum. Then... the eyes close, and ice-blue witchcraft begins to spread across the space. Back to Pole? Are you gonna talk or not? Stop! You're gonna twist my arm off! Looks like you're the easiest of them to break. Good. Saves me the effort. One more time. Sure you didn't see it?
How was I supposed to see where your thing fell in the middle of the night? Anything like that would make a bang when it crashed, but we didn't.
Kaboom? Thanks. See you later.
Wait! I wanna know what the fuck it... Oh, what happened to?
Nymph, are you okay? Nymph? Did you find your fragment?
I did.
The box closes with a click, and Nymph jumps down from the rubble, raising her handy box in triumph. Did she blow up her house? There was a revenant fragment that landed on her house and she just casually blew it up because it hurt Nymph? Aren't I awesome? I already have so many. Yes, quite. I already had that fragment under my witchcraft, but it was your awesome arts that brought it down, along with, my house. Sorry, that was a shadow I saw in my nightmare, and I lost control of my arts because I was scared. But I heard Nezeru say your hut was made out of lich arts? I happen to know a lich. Please, Elijah, why are you suddenly looking at me like that? You're scaring me. What else did he tell you? Oh! Did Nezeru tell her Elijah's secrets? Like how old she is? Funny you should bring that up, because I don't recall giving you permission to go over my memories. It was an accident. And you wasted perfectly good tea and berry cookies. Excuse me, what's going on, Nymph? Did you find the fragment? You're a friend of Nymph's? Yes, she found her fragment, but I'm afraid she's busy at the moment. You're Madame Elijah, right? So, she busy with... She angered the ancestors and wrecked my house, so she has to fix it before she can go. I thought your house walked into Kazdelian and survived cannon blasts from the bandits. Could Nymph really have wrecked it alone? What was that? Nothing at all, ma'am. Well... So it was a lich house, just like Hermes. What do you call that thing? It's her weird shape car thing that she uses to travel around. Is that what her house is? How is Nymph even supposed to fix one of those? Would you like some tea? I poured it right before she blew the roof off. I appreciate the offer, but I'm good. Oh, keep at it, Nymph. Just a few more piles of rubble left and you're good to go. Oh, I'm starving. My berry cookies. He has to fix her house. Poor Nymph. Tin Man! Another one. I wasn't even looking and I already spent 4 safety hazards on my stroll. Such a poorly designed junction of pipes is incredibly vulnerable to changes in the furnace's power output. You're basically looking at a potential explosion. Well, good thing the old timers in the furnace don't have to stay in there for much longer. Hopefully by then they'll... Flower petals. Where do these come from? Blue snowdrops, huh? I used to plant these back in Colombia. I didn't think they could grow in Kazdelian. Times sure are changing. What's that? A dial. That's the guy! The detector is going nuts! It's really loud. It's not going to explode, is it? There must be a huge revenant fragment on this guy. Stop pulling out my sleeve. It's a bespoke coat. This guy, it's a living armor. Living armor? Haven't met such a rude little girl since the Kulkul Khan. Holiak mention? He's starting to talk gibberish. The Revenant must have possessed him. Paul, hold the box for me. You want to stuff the whole guy in?
I don't think your box is big enough.
Here goes!
Hey, get that box off my head before I lose my temper. Oh, wait. Why are you also in the box? And why are you in pieces?
He's making a run for it! I'll tie his hands!
No! Leave Tin Man alone!
Stay put! Your big head's gonna break the box! I don't need Ermi getting mad at me again.
Let's get him to the furnace. Quick! They are a-charging indeed.
Tin Man, what the fuck? What is with this shenaniganry? Final chapter, what's in the can? Ermi, if you read me, please respond. Ermi? It's not working.
Young Dial, could you please unbind my hands? I promise I won't run. At least, let me have a smoke.
No can do. I'm not letting you go until I get back to the furnace.
I told you, you've got the wrong guy. I've been meaning to drop by the furnace, but I really did escape from that thing. I have a Colombian ID in my shirt pocket. I could show you right now if you unbind my hands. It's a long trip from Colombia to Kazdel, isn't it? If you told me you were from Rim Bilton, I probably would have believed you.
Ermi, can you hear me? Hey, hello?
The box's comm art structure has been ruined. You can slap it all you want, but it isn't going to fix it.
How dare you? It's your fault my box got crushed in the first place.
If I fix your little box thing for you, will you free my hands?
Can you really fix it? Don't you pull any tricks or anything. I have my own methods to deal with you.
I got it, little Dial. Relax, I'm not going anywhere. Hold on, are you actually buying this, nymph? This guy gets possessed by the ancestors and you're ready to unbind them. You sure love getting your word in, kiddo, but you don't seem to know a thing about revenants or Diai. Diai are the only ones that can't be influenced by revenants.
I'll free just one of your hands. Hey, how do you break yourself out of that? You tricked me!
I knew you were just up to no good. I hope you can appreciate how much it hurts to have my hands bound for so long.
It hurts even though you've got iron skin.
I'm not iron, it's tin. And it doesn't exactly hurt, it's just...
Between his metallic fingers is a single cigarette. It seems to have appeared out of nowhere. The odd man takes it out of his mouth, takes a puff, then spins the cigarette around between his fingers before carefully smothering every spark of flame in his palms.
Huh. Ah, that's good. You can't buy cigarettes this nice in Kazdel. I'll have to ration them.
Hey, you promised you'd fix my box.
I lied. A lich created the arts in that box, and those prideful bastards never think about repairability when they design things. That's not to say none of them earned their pride, though.
Come on, you're just going back on your word.
Let me finish. You're looking for someone, aren't you? I can't fix the box. I can't fix the box, but I can help you find the lich who made it.
How come you know who I'm looking for?
I don't, but I think I don't need to.
The strange man leans back as a puff of gray whitish smoke gradually floats from his mouth. The smoke disperses into a rippling cloud, like a stone being thrown into a pool of stagnant water. The revenants' trace fluctuations sweep across the area, drowning all of Kazdel in silence. A brief moment later, the noise has re-emerged and the puff of smoke has completely dispersed.
Who are you exactly?
Just who are you, mister?
They call me the Tin Man.
Tin Man?
Look, the one you're looking for is here.
One can count all the revenants that walk the lands on one hand.
Who might you be?
He says he's the Tin Man.
He says he's from Colombia.
Kazdel's not ready for your return yet.
Hard to blame you. I never thought I'd be back here when I left. What did you come back here for? He says he wants to go to the furnace. Nymphy? Okay, I won't interrupt again. Go ahead and ask. Then allow me to... Never mind, I suppose there's nothing else to ask. Normally a guest of your pedigree would be received by my master, but... Your master, that stubborn old man, let's not tell him. Save my vacation from completely going down the drain. If you'd like to take a visit and take a look at the soul furnace, I could bring you there without telling anyone. Not beneath it, I want to go inside it. Who do you want to visit there? Wells. Nymphy, have you gathered all the revenant fragments yet? They're all inside my box. Here. The young lich nods and nonchalantly throws the slightly misshapen box into the shadows behind her. Her gaze shifts back and forth between the Dial and the Revenant, then finally lands on the soul furnace that stands in the distance. Then let's go. Nymphy, I'll find another time to give you your reward, and here the surprise I promised you. You want to go into the soul furnace for a walk. Can I really? Can I bring friends? So many people have helped us along the way, I could never have collected all the fragments so quickly without them. To tell you the truth, I always wanted to go inside ever since I was a kid, just to see how it works. Well, as it stands, we've already broken multiple rules today, so... just give me a minute, I'll gather everybody up. Everybody? Hold on. Right, for my reward, can I, get some scrap or iron? Paul, help me explain it to Ermi, okay? Alright. Youth. So motivated. Already sprang away like an arrow from the bow. I never introduced myself. I'm from down below, the slums, as people call it. They call me the consultant there, and I speak for them. Mr. Tidman and the Lich Lady, please call me Pole. Don't call me a lady. Don't you think that's very improper? Kiddo, in certain ways you're still far too young. Right. Who are we gathering? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... Okay, all of us are here. Nymphy, the furnace is a dangerous place. Why did you bring this many people? And that little girl behind you? One child ticket, please. This is not a sightseeing spot, and we don't sell tickets. No children either. Sorry, Cherie. I tried my best. Maybe next time. There's no next time. It's okay, Nymph. I was thinking that maybe the big furnace is full of flatbread, like the little one we have here. Turns out it's all dark and dirty and lame. What flatbread? You never bake anything with the furnace nose. Your grandpa's still waiting outside, right? Just go quick, find them. There are still so many people here. What am I going to do with them? They all helped me. A lot! And you promised me just now. They won't give you any trouble at all. Everyone, I need you all to give me your word, not just Nymphy's. It doesn't matter to me. All I want to do is take a look at the work of that legendary designer. I heard her signature is on the Soul Furnace's blueprints too. Is that true? Since when has the Soul Furnace had blueprints? You can look all you want, but no touching. What about you, Gargoyle? What are you looking at? If there's a wide enough pipeline that leads straight out the city. Gargoyles tend to be into complicated constructions like this. Don't worry, she's just checking whether the pipelines are sturdy enough. Right, I'm trying to see if we can crawl through them. What about you, consultant? Trying to live out your childhood dream like you said before? It's not good enough of a reason. I didn't expect to see you here, Qualijah. What is the Nezeru who left her tribe doing here? Left my tribe? No, we just hold different ideals. As for what I'm doing here, mainly I couldn't bring myself to refuse such a sincere invitation from this cutie pie. And if I manage to learn a few extraordinary witchcraft rituals while inside the soul furnace, then all the better. None of us here have any reason to lie. What's more, it was the Dial who invited all of us. I've finished the whole cigarette already. Are you done with the roll call yet? I don't suppose anyone's going against their word. Lich girl, try not to pick up your master's bad habits. Liches used to have a pretty great reputation, but now... I'm not very well versed in history, but I can tell you're making things up. Okay, now, if everyone's ready, just get going. Let's stay close, don't fall behind. Hooray! You're the best, Ermi! I knew you would be more amenable than those old suck-up fossils.
Just taking a casual tour inside the soul furnace. Are they gonna meet Wishadel?
Turn right at the next corner. There are potholes on the ground, 3 steps ahead, keep left. You can open your eyes now. We're here. So this is what it looks like inside. What's that faintly glowing thing? The witchcraft core. This is the deepest part of the soul furnace. As far as I know, ever since it was built, only liches have come here to hold rituals to appease their revenants. The last ritual caused the big fireworks that led us all here. Anything else to share? Mr. Tin Man, should we proceed as we discussed? Sure. I'll keep an eye out for you. The fireworks were only an accident, and the ceremony wasn't completed. My master tasked me with finding the revenant fragments scattered all across Kazdel, and I entrusted the mission to Nymph. Nymph then got your help, which means... My master owes all of you a favor. No, he owes all of us a favor. As the keeper of the Temple of Knowledge, a favor of his is most valuable indeed. You could accomplish quite a lot with it. But as a student, I've already decided in his place to use his favor to do something exceedingly difficult. I'm kinda getting the feeling you're about to say something horrible. Is it okay if I leave now? No way! I invited you here! If anyone's leaving, I'm leaving first. It's not actually something to be scared of. She's just being sulky she got taught a lesson by a stubborn old man. She's trying to win back some face. What face? The Revenant's face. I'll finish my master's appeasement ceremony without a flaw. So are you in? Yeah. Sorry, I couldn't stand that awkward silence, so I thought I'd make a noise. Like I said, I'm just here to admire the legendary designer's work. Since I've seen it, I'll leave the Revenant business to the rest of you. You kept our eyes closed the whole time and you're telling me you're already done? If it was just watching the ceremony, I'd totally be fine, but the Lich here seems to want us to have active participants. If we're dealing with Revenants, should we let Amia know? And the Babel members too. All of us have seen the power of how powerful the Revenants can be. Even little fragments were causing chaos all over Kazdel. Cole, stop sweating, it's not that bad. Not that bad? Think about it, Nymph. If it'd taken us just a little longer to get any of the fragments, what do you think would have happened? There would have been bloodshed if those gangs had drawn their blades, and that Berserk Colossus wouldn't have stopped its fist. And think about the risks when facing the Revenants who've been burning in the furnace for centuries. Is it really something we could take care of by ourselves? Yes it is. Like I said, I'll keep an eye out for you. A Revenant. A powerful Revenant who turned his back on his homeland only to return as if nothing had happened. I have no qualms with this. I'm fine with it too. What's there to be scared of, with such a badass ancestor looking after us? You are getting ahead of yourself, Nymph. Even with Mr. Tin Man here, it's not going to be easy to appease the ancestors with just a few of us. Why do you think it'll be hard? We've met so many people on our way here. Everyone may live pretty hard lives, but we're all living our life to the fullest. Maybe the ceremony failed last time because the ancestors had heard enough nagging. I mean, when all you hear is about the future and sacrifice blah blah blah, how is that supposed to cheer anyone up? If we tell them about how people in Kazdel live these days, that might drive up their enthusiasm. Besides, the Revenants might still remember that legendary designer. They might still know their true identity. That sounds splendid. Count me in. We've made it this far. We can't go back empty-handed.
And if the revenants show us some secret passageway out of the city, then you're in too. Paul, what do you say? Still hesitating? It's a bit of a risk, but I can't think of a reason not to go for it. I'm in. Okay, then let's throw the ancestors an appeasement ceremony like they've never seen. What do you think, Mr. Tin Man? I'm intrigued. I said yes to the Lich Girl there because she said basically what you just did. Huh? Really, Ermi? We're the ones who will walk the path of Kazdelian's future, not them, so... Of course, we have the right to do this. Now cover your ears, I'll begin the incantations. Here we go! The appeasement party for the ancestors. The Zoomers meaning the Boomers. Do I still have coffee in my cup? It's getting to the powdery bit. Let's try that again. Relax. Flawed souls, come near and heed my call. In the flames, as your bloodlines melt away, heed my call. What's going on? There's no response at all. Mr. Tin Man, are you still there? Maybe I've gone too deep. Not getting any response. Did I do something wrong? No, if I turn back now, I'll be admitting to a failure before it's even over. In the shapeless shadows, spots of cold light revolve around my consciousness, leaving behind layered trails behind them. Once you try to understand the logic within, you will immediately lose yourself in it. Stop. Think. These are the Revenant fragments. I remember now. I try bringing them together, but they keep escaping through my fingers like stardust. They're talking. There's one, two, a lot of voices slowly drawing near me. The coldness fades away. The frigid ice burns bright. I feel it. Agitation, hatred, chaos. It's more than them not hearing my cries. They're simply ignoring me. Ultimately, they're annoyed. They want to tear me apart. I don't think the ancestors are appeased. Step back. 3, 2, 1. Cut your senses off and step back. Wait, what? Ermi, are you okay? You were standing there shaking. That was scary. I'm alright. Where is Mr. Tin Man? He's over there by the wall. He hasn't moved for a while now with his head down. I'm not sure what's going on with him or if those metallic joints ever ache. The ceremony, did it work? I was returning the fragments to the Revenants, but I almost lost myself in their consciousness. It was the Tin Man who saved me. Not a big deal, I just offered a hand. You could have handled it by yourself, although it would have taken more time. He was standing still the whole time. Why this sound feels like it's echoing inside my head. It's not a bad thing for kids to have that kind of drive, but you went too deep. Good thing you had an old man like me to watch you from ashore and occasionally drop the odd pearl. But the Revenants didn't heed my call. I have expected as much. Having spent so many years in Furnace, their brains must have been torched. No, they haven't had brains in a long time. You, the scheme kid. Yeah, you. Give me a hand. Take the notepad from my coat's inside pocket and a few pens, too. You aren't going to suddenly wake up and grab my hand, right? Like the kind going on in horror stories. I'm not that cliche. Once you have the notebook, write down whatever you want to say to the Revenants, tear the pages out, and then burn them. The lighter's in my pants pocket, or use arts, either way. Will that really reach them? They can't make me look bad, right? Write down whatever you want, but I suggest topics that they might be interested in. Hey, what do you folks want to know about? Things about Kazdelian. Write them down, tear the pages out, and then burn them. What are you doing right now? I ran into an old friend. We're catching up. Don't worry about me. He's just talking to an old friend. Okay, we're gonna tell the boomers all about modern day Kazdelian. I'm sure it piqued their interest to learn about how the city's been doing. I'm finished. Ermi, make me a fireball, will you? Can't you manage simple arts like that? Never mind. Who else has something ready to burn? No need. I found a lighter. Nymph, what did you write? Not telling. Wishes don't come true if you say them out loud. These aren't wishes! These are topics that we want to tell to the ancestors. You aren't making a wish. Can you feel it? The furnace seems to be shaking. I can see it. The ancestors have manifested. Time to talk about you. Me. Actually, he came to me back then too, but I didn't go with him. I saw the bones on him clattering away. Were you in there? Don't remember. Memories don't do anyone good here other than adding to the suffering. Still recognize me? Because I loathe you. We loathe you. Our resentment fanned the flames. It's what we wished. He wished. You lot certainly have a reason to loathe. I find myself with hard feelings every now and then too. You should never have returned. Why are you here? Let's just say I'm here to see old friends. I've spent too much time in Colombia, waking up every morning to see a bunch of newly invented gadgets. But sometimes I reminisce on old times and friends. That's why I decided to take a vacation and come back here. It's been centuries and I heard Kazdel got rebuilt again. I was curious what the place would look like. Why is this? I just realized his smoke has a face on it. I heard they'd be renovating this furnace soon and that there'd be a celebration to release all of you. Though I wonder how you'll last that long. It's more of a funeral, an endless funeral. Well, I'm aware. Revenants, all of you died long ago, but you need a funeral nonetheless. I understand that, I do. In some parts of Colombia, you tell jokes about the dead at funerals. Everybody laughs and forgets the teary parts. I think that's a pretty good tradition. More places should have funerals like that. I just so happen to have met some interesting kids. They got some interesting ideas. Why not hear what they have to say? Think of it as a rehearsal for your funeral. Try not to scare them though, they're all good Kazdelian kids. It's only been a second. Why are my legs so stiff? Seems I need to find some time for a spa treatment on my joints. Where's my lighter? The schemy boy took it. Mudrock! Can you feel it? The furnace seems to be shaking. I can see it. The ancestors have manifested. Niv, watch out. Come over here. You think you have the right to stand before revenants and talk about the future of Kazdel? Not only the future. What I wrote is probably more like legends and folktales. Those mercenaries sounded pretty confident, and I wasn't sure if it was true, so I figured I'd ask you if there was really a Kazdel city that fell straight to the ground, leaving only a big pit. You would curse Kazdel to be buried in the earth over a mere squabble. Curse? Perish the thought. If such a place actually exists, I want to see it. I just might find some lost treasures I could use to expand my style. I already thought up the exhibition's title, The Lost Kazdel Echoes of Eras Past. Sound classy, don't you think? There's been so many Kazdels all throughout history. Maybe one of them really did come crashing down. I'm just running my mouth, don't get mad at me. What I wrote is my hopes for Kazdel's future. Nothing too wild. Really? Let me see. In the new Kazdel, the Sarkas help one another. Outsiders no longer have to crowd on the city's outskirts. People come here for better lives regardless of race, and there is no royal court anymore. Oh, did you write that?
That's mine. Didn't I burn it? How did you find it?
Regardless of race, no royal court. Can you see what I wrote? Yes, well, your vision is pretty bold, Gargoyle. I'm afraid it may never come true. A lot of people said the same thing a lot of years ago to another gargoyle.
Ermi, which step of the ceremony are we on?
We're not on any step. Ever since the ancestors showed up, I've completely lost control of this ceremony. Right now, the feeling I'm getting is that the ancestors are toying with us.
Toying?
They seem to enjoy hearing a different kind of stories. Crashing to the earth, flying into the sky. No royal court, an entire city turned to revenants. Your people come up with some wild ideas. Do you really think...
Crashing to the earth, flying to the sky, entire city turned to revenants.
What? Do you really think that compared to the way it is now, Kazdel would be better like that? If Kazdel makes its way towards one of them, only to find it's the wrong path, what will you do?
There's no such thing as the wrong path. Nobody knows what form Kazdel will ultimately take, but all of us want the people here to live better lives. If life gets better, how could he call it the wrong path? Even if the path we end up taking is a treacherous one, it would be better than finding ourselves at a dead end, wouldn't it? There's no response from the Furnace Corps. The Tin Man looks down once again, all while his finger continues to rhythmically tap his other arm. Nim feels her heart beating faster, as if the staff in her hand gets hotter. Come on, hurry up and say something. Nymph glances at Crowny to plead for help, but she sees only a dark shadow in the distance.
If you think Kazdel would be better that way, then try it for yourselves. You will prove for yourselves whether the outcome is good or bad, and you will bear any consequences. Let's see if you truly have the right to find Kazdel a different path.
A different path? To where?
To the stories you just told.
Welp. There we go. It seems that the appeasement ceremony ended well. It seems like the Zoomers got to the Boomers. They won them over. The new generation of Kazdel Sarkaz have won over the old cranky revenants. That was a great event. I really like that story. I like most of the Sarkaz-centric stories, but I really like that one. There's a lot of development. This is a lot of post-Victorian War development that we're getting, and I am 100% in for it. Hell yeah, baby. Rhodes Island, back in Kazdel after so long since the Babel incident. Outsiders slowly integrating into the city. Palmer slowly coming in. Kazdel seemingly on its path for a brighter future. Now that the war is over, question mark, there's still the issue. There's still the issue of what's his face, Theresis, and him still having hold of the first Originium. There's still that threat to everything on Terra. But for now, it seems peace has come to Kazdel, at least a semblance of peace. But anyway, that is a Kazdelian rescue. Who did we rescue? The Revenants, I guess. Woo! Good event. Very good event. Anyway, I think that'll be that for now. We will be back for IS. New IS 5 is coming this weekend. we'll be trying to go for the first endings. We're trying to learn the mechanics and all of that. But this'll be it for now. Thank everyone who stopped by, chilled out in chat, use us as a second monitor content, and watch us. Wow, my voice is getting cracked. Watch us react to a Kazdelian rescue. I'm gonna see you friendos this weekend. Bye bye.